Well, it's been 40 years, but it was since back in 1980. So so I so I so as for the Pac-Man, cause good thing I just learned the whole thing, and even I just read the whole thing and learned some more. Where Pac-Man is really awesome. Now I'm gonna tell you a story about Pac-Man, and so is Stephen King. Stephen King is a video game historian where he knows everything about the history of video games. At least I am too, but he just know about it for something. Uh, in 1980s, so after they just invented for good morning, good morning, Fog Raving Bear. I I would in 1980s where so they just it's the beginning for the golden age of video arcades. So uh after they event for the state art in the video games, a Japanese game designer named Toru Iwatani, he's a creator of Pac-Man. So he came to Namco and to development for the so he invents for the arcades with good shapes and colors like Super Breakout, any 500 freeways and car car chases and as they have Defender and as just asteroids and any kind of game. So then later on, Mr. Iwatani having a break for the pizza parlor and with his crews and game designers. They would eat a piece of pizza. Somebody pulled the slice out, and then it was Pac-Man. So then they make the call. Pretty cool, huh? So uh, so they made Pac-Man. It's the same thing for another game called Rally X. Rally X is a car chasing game. As you're a blue car, you got chased by red cars and collect all the flags and so you better watch out. The red car will get you and bang, it makes you a crash. so anyways, I and it in so they invented for a Pac-Man where they would just so you just get all the dots and chop uh, get power pellets, chop all the ghost monsters, and you if you caught or one for 200. If you caught four ghost monsters, you get 1,600 points. So anyway, so love for Pac-Man for those boundaries. So uh, and I just heard it told me it's on NBC TV News. It's Channel 8. Uh, so I like this guy. He just talks about Pac-Man, the news bulletin. So I memorized that. He said, yellow creatures gobble stars while being pursued through maze by monsters. Believe it or not, Pac-Man is playing the games in the market. Uh, uh, it, uh, Pac-Man was released in October 1980. So it was in Japan, not in America. Uh, uh, Japanese gamers of old school where they would play Pac-Man all the times where they already just learned it for somehow. And the next one till later on once a year in 1981, Pac-Man was released in October 1981 for North America. And so so they so that so they were talking about 1981. For many people just like to play Pac-Man all the times where they just spend a lot of quarters every day of the whole time. For in 1981, Americans dropped 20 billion quarters in the arcade machines. They they spent 75,000 people in the years where they play for. Um, as for Pac-Man on any store, it's like in 7-Eleven and grocery store and and of course arcade places. So uh, Pac-Man is so wildly successful, isn't it? um, it'll be so impressed. In 1980, Pac-Man was competing with Donkey Kong, competing with Centipede and Battlezone, and uh, and 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 last but not least, they just have they have Pac-Man merchandising of the 1980s. Back in the 80s, Pac-Man is everywhere. It has Pac-Man cartoons. There's a Pac-Man cereal, Pac-Man lunchboxes, Pac-Man board games. Uh, it's got things to wear as a wrist, things to wear around the neck, things to wear on the feet. They have Pac-Man socks, and it's got Pac-Man trash cans, Pac-Man toilet seat. Just anything you can imagine is Pac-Man is there. Pac-Man is really the beginning of all that for the video game industry. Hello, host. The Queen of the Science here. Uh, oh yeah, sure thing. Sunshine Cooper and Folk Raven. Yeah, Miss Pac-Man is my favorite. So after that, so no Pac-Man for those boundaries for each of the amusement park where everyone's excited about the Pac-Man. Uh, uh, and so that and they just got some beds there too. But it was just it was so impressed. So uh so uh so then uh so then another next year in 1982, it was my same boy year. So the next one is Miss Pac-Man Kim Eclipsed It. Miss Pac-Man was released in January 1982, but the game is created by some college students, not even Toru Iwatani. But and you were right, folk Raven. Miss Pac-Man is my favorite too, and Miss Pac-Man's great story. Namco, where they all they need now is a name. The reason they call Mrs. Pac-Man, but somebody says that Mrs. Pac-Man was offensive to women, so then we call the Pac Woman. But the problem is that the cutscene says it's got uh, three scenes like they meet, the Chase, and Junior, but and even this for Pac-Man prove his unity. And and hey, I remember the commercial, the Atari is from Miss Pac-Man, and I like this part with that when she just went that floppy voice and said when she said, "Hi, honey, don't you know I'm more than Pac-Man with a bow." And so it's a correct. Miss Pac-Man is ready for the arcades and it's sold over 150,000 units, but her fame is short-lived. But then later on next day, the all the arcade play the arcade has been permanently closed as fast as it grew, and it's all the arcade places are empty, isn't it? I Miss Pac-Man was my first gaming lady crush. Well, me too. Where she, where she is my crush, and even I was so excited about Miss Pac-Man, why I just got Miss Pac-Man in my eyes. Anyway, uh, as for later on, for in spring in spring 1982, what they just made for the a home game console for the flood versions in the market. It's about Atari 2600. Uh, I remember I saw a commercial. The customer wants to buy everything. A customer man said, I like the Atari 2600 system, please, and everything it goes with. Are you sure you want everything? I want everything. Uh, in spring 1982, anticipation rises for the Atari's version of Pac-Man for the VCS. VCS means a video computer system. Um, the pre-orders are it was a 8-bit. Pre-orders are huge. Atari is so sure it's gonna be hit, and and even they just made for all the arcade classics where it's from. It's like Galaga, Asteroids, Defender, uh, uh, Frogger, and more kinds of retro old school games. And uh, for the game stunk, really stunk. Uh, uh, despite the lack of the graphics, the public loves have their Pac-Man in their homes, and Miss Pac-Man follows closely behind. Princess Peach is a sweet, and Samus is high, and no one's better than Pac-Man. You were right, Folk Raven. uh, uh, attempting to cash in, competitors released their own versions of Pac-Man. Uh, so they even has it for a game ColecoVision, and even it's had Atari 5200 and more kind of console. Um, so they just have a more difference between games of Pac-Man. It has Junior Pac-Man, Super Pac-Man, Baby Pac-Man, Professor Pac-Man, Pac-Land, and Pac-and Pals, and there are all kinds of Pac-Mans. Anything. Where the other thing is for a while later on, and the other golden age of video arcades is over, and it's permanently closed for back in the 80s. Yet Pac-Man still have its loyal fans. Oh, uh, as for we celebrate for 40th anniversary, Pac-Man is the virtually on every system. It's got for old school NES, Super Nintendo's got Pac-Man 2, Pac-Man Adventures, Pac Attack, and Pac-Mania. So you can jump. Pac-Mania is so you can jump over the ghost monsters. It's got it's got Namco Museum. And hey, I'll show you the games what I just had. But uh, they this is Namco Museum Volume 1, and it's good. But it says well keep those quarters and pants with Namco Museum Volume 1 can set your own arcade classic, and the translate with Jane with options, and just look on the back. The Baskaya, Galaga, Pole Position, and Rally X. Pac-Man is a game I play a lot. Arcades as a kid too. I have it on the Famicom. It's on. It's still just as good. My I remember a long time ago when I was born in Montgomery, Alabama. My uh, oh hello Joker. Uh, uh, my brother. My big brother was playing Pac-Man at the first time when he was a kid. You're a Mexican player. I I like the sound of that. I just love international gamers like you, Joker. Uh, well, as long as I believe, but I believe I believe Chinese and Asian gamers, Mexican gamers, Russian gamers, Western gamers, and and more and uh, and more of the especially for the regional worldwide gamers. Anyway, here's another one. This is Namco Museum Volume 2, our original PlayStation. And it's got Super Pac-Man, Exhibius, Mappy, Groda, Dragon Buster, and Gapless. This is Namco Museum Volume 3. It's got Ms. Pac-Man. Well, well, all the Namco Museum games has all the options with no extra charge. It becomes a real arcade outlet without wearing a tool belt, and overalls control the game. It controls game difficulties on number of lives, and player starts with extra lives, and simply adjusts each of the game step switch. It is a game step switch with a Shawne. My mother's favorite game was Pac-Man on an Atari 2600. When she passed away on Christmas, we have a family Pac-Man 2600 tournament, which we now in every Christmas. I'm undefeated. Undefeated. What you so I see. So what did you do when you undefeated for a Pac-Man 2600 tournament? Okay, I'm gonna talk to you some more about Pac-Man, the history of Pac-Man. It here's another one. This is Namco Museum Volume 4. I I I just bought it order on the internet. And what good thing is that was a closed one. It was cost $49.99. Why are they able to expensive for it anyway? Well, I saw it on eBay. It has this Namco Museum Volume 4. It's got Pac-Land. Presenting the 5 more for arcade blacks from Namco. The it it includes its different kinds of style. That is the difference between saying this is Pac-Man is a hassle that goes away Pac-Man in March to rescue mission to save Fairy Princess and return to Fairyland. It's got Ordine, Assault, Genji and the High clans, and Return of Ice Tar. And I'm trying to get Namco Museum Volume 5. It was last one to go. It starts with the letter O. I mean, it ends of the letter O. So anyway, let's get back to the history of Pac-Man story. In 1999, Pac-Man is finally made his match. His name is Billy Mitchell. I'll show you. This is Billy Mitchell. He's a world famous Pac-Man player. Well, and he's a president of a hot sauce company from Florida. Uh, so he just slide 1 quarter in a Pac-Man machine. He 6 hours. He just played with 6 hours later. He had managed to eat every die, every ghost, and clear 256 levels, and he actually beats the game. And and his perfect game highest score was 3,333,360. Uh, so uh, 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 Billy back in Japan, back in Japan, Billy Mitchell just has a victorious what he has been awarded on Pac-Man Arcade. So, and, and as for the question, how I just don't understand how I'm just saying how can Billy Mitchell was cheating for Donkey Kong with me? Well, or maybe not. Billy Mitchell's supposed to play original Donkey Kong without MAME, not some kind of MAME. MAME is an emulator. Well, well, uh, uh, as for a while ago, back in 2015, I finally meet Billy Mitchell. Where I was at the video game award ceremony, and as long as long as I have a as long as I've been awarded for my first time, and I was in Banning, California as well. So uh, so anyways, Pac-Man continued to enchant gamers worldwide. So everyone was so excited for Pac-Man. Uh, wait, there's more of the Pac-Man. This is Miss Pac-Man Maze Madness, my favorite. Huh. I was so excited as I love Miss Pac-Man. Uh, it was her first adventure. Uh, 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 in Miss Pac-Man is a hero. Where she can collect all the 4 magical gems. Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you a story about Maze Madness. In Pac World, many lands are powered and sustained by the magical gems of virtues. The wonders of the world's enchanted lands are legendary, but each area for the professor separated from the rest of Pac World by mysterious force fields. But I have learned the dark forces are trying to steal the gems using powerful black magic. They have kidnapped the princess and turned into a enchanted palace into the vowed castle of haunted Halloween. The princess is never be heard of since. It's up, it's up to Miss Pac-Man to get all the 4 gems. The evil witch named Mesmerelda, she just captured Professor Pac and saved the princess. This is the first time the beginning is about to survive on her biggest journey ever. uh, as I play Miss Pac-Man Maze Madness, it may it makes me learn. It makes me so smart, and it makes me to go on my journey. That is exactly why I create. That is exactly why I just create my own journey, and this is my only the beginning. And cause the ultimate Deadpool acting like Pac-Man breaking the fourth wall. Oh yeah. Uh, where was I? Oh yeah. Uh, it makes me to go traveling, and I determine my destiny to for what people good, fascinating people who might get to know me and all over the world. And I already just name of it as long as you already know. Shawne Vincent's Video Game Journeys. That's me. Okay, okay, Pac, but and I just said when Pac-Man was on the adventure, it's on the adventure of time, and Pac and and Pac and Pac-Man and Pac-Man was on was on the phenomenal for the spokesperson. So and here uh, and there's more of the difference between Pac-Man and game console. This is Pac-Man Fever, and it's on Nintendo GameCube, and PlayStation 2, and original Xbox. Pac-Man Fever is the outrageous funny challenge for party a game to choose from the most famous Namco characters and battle on the boards with Rip to the ticket and cashing those winnings tickets by magnitude. Mini games will allow the chase after five pesky ghost monsters and to regain this for Namco trophy. Grab your friends and family and Namco is bringing to your party like no other. You can choose you uh, you can choose Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Ryko for Ridge Racer, uh, uh, Asteros from Soul Calibur, Tiger, and Hayachi from Tekken. So that was exactly what I did here. But it's kind of like a Mario Party game, isn't it? NBA Live 14. No. This is Pac-Man World Rally. It's a racing game. It's on GameCube, PS2, and original Xbox. And it's had 4 players to race it on. But they had races on 14 beloved classic Namco characters and test your driving skills, battle modes, and join Pac-Man and his friends and the host of Namco characters in the fastest, most exciting kart racing and game ever. Race against your friends and the computer or fight with other battle modes and exciting new weapons. New weapons and crazy pack powers is all you can eat alternative. Oh, good question, NBA Live 14. The what about You mean Pac-Man World Game? Good. Pac-Man World Game is on Sony PlayStation 1, and I'm gonna tell you a story. All all the Pac family just celebrating for Pac-Man. Just celebrating for Pac-Man. It was back in the year 2000 when they celebrate for Pac-Man. Then the ghost monsters captured it. They've been taking orders from the evil Talkman. Uh, poor Pac-Man. He was so freaked out. When everyone's gone, they have been packed now. Uh, I memorized that for the beginning where they said, "Boys," and Talkman said, "What?" And he said, "What he want? Pac-Man's here in Ghost Island. The Pac-Man. I mean, he just show up his way and evil Talkman said, "I thought you was captured, Pac-Man." And the red ghost and Blinky said, "We did see, we did see. We just captured and Miss Pac-Man was so brave. He said, if I have a power pill, I would have to stop you this time." Evil Talkman said, "You idiots! Pac-Man has arrived and crashing my party. Find him and destroy him." And I remember that commercial, a PlayStation commercial where Pac-Man's where it's where I saw it was I saw Mr. T. Mr. T was on Pac-Man World commercial. Uh, and and is Pac-Man World 2 and Pac-Man World 3 is on GameCube, PS2, and Xbox and original Xbox. So I I just played Pac-Man World 2 where I beat the game already. It's a story about Pac at the beginning of that night where Pac-Man and the citizens of Pac World, a Pac-Man village where everyone was asleep. It was the five ghost monsters sneak in and they stole the seven golden fruits, but it's a strictly forbidden. So it's a strictly forbidden. So it came out. It's an evil phantom dark monster named Spooky. He just want to collect all the golden fruits and he wants to take over the world of Pac World. Pac World. The next morning, Professor Pac just want to talk to me and said, I got some bad news, Pac-Man, my dear nephew. You see, it's a story about the ancient golden fruit. The ancient Pac-Man fights against Spooky, and they just and he just able to he just it was they just able to battle, and so Spooky will be trapped in the tree for all eternity. So he better go. Pac-Man better hurry and collect all the golden fruits, or they'll be too late. So and luckily Pac-Man was so brave, and he just beat all the ghost monsters with the gigantic prototypes and collect all the golden fruits. So Pac-Man defeats Spooky and it was an inherent well under the tree and try Spooky for all eternity again. And and then the world of Pac-Land is saved. My favorite Pac-Man world drop. Uh, what do you think of Pac-Man Ghost Adventures? I like it. Pac-Man Ghost Adventures. I watch it a lot. It was so amazing. And it was cool. So I watch it a lot, every episode. It's a story about Pac-Man's parents are missing, and only Pac-Man is the last hope in the Pac-Ville, and he just got two bravery friends named Cylindria and uh, uh, Cylindria and what's that red pack guy name? Well, it doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't matter with Stanley, whoever it is. Uh, and I just like and I watched my favorite episode, and I liked is that Green Pack Lady was on the food contest with the pack judges, and she just said, "It's his very first time here, so let's give our new special judges on Judge Celebrity's very own Pac-Man." But he just wasted all the food, and and the four ghost monsters. The I think they're part of the good size. Just Clyde, Inky, Blinky, and even Pinky, the female pack girl, the female pack. Ghost monster. Yeah, she she is so she is so funny and lame. And why that Pinky was got crushed on Pac-Man anyway? Uh, and and I remember the episode when Pinky said, "Watch it, Buster, or I'll give you more than you do." And, and, and she was just angry and said, "Try again, try again," and she'll suck her brain out of his nose. When she just judging the three ghost monsters. Well, why just like three of them? Just Pac-Man, Cylindria, and of course Pinky. I anyways, but Betrayus is an evil white ghost monster, and he wants to conquer to the world of Pac-Man, Pac World. So Pac-Man is the only hope, and he can find his parents. He really kind of misses his parents. And Pac and so it's that Pac-Man's had a future, the holiday season, and fireworks and any kind of Pac holiday stuff. All right, all right. It, but as for the other Pac-Man, well, Pac we are able to celebrate for Pac-Man's 40th anniversary. Well, it's been 40 years. We all love Pac-Man, and we should be thankful as Toru Iwatani, the creator of Pac-Man, and for they and they and I wanted they just got Pac-Man online. And there's only one thing I'm good at, but I did my best for the Pac-Man normal mode. There's only one thing I just did. I just did Pac-Man fast mode. Why I got it so far, I just focus and dodge it away from ghost monsters. I just play less than an hour and a half, and I finally got 1 million score. And for Miss Pac-Man Fast Mode Arcade, I just did for my high score is 412,360. Oh, here's another one. It's Namco Museum Wii a remix. I bought this from at GameStop. Namco Museum Remix is very different for the Pac-Man. So it's got mod 128-bit for Pac-Man and Galaga and Rally X, Rally X, and it's got the Namco Gator Hitter and it's got classic retro games like Gaplus and Mappy and even got original and new Rally X and more of them. Oh no, everyone needs sleep. Oh sure. I understand that. I understand that. So we all happy for it, and we all happy for it, and we just quite pretty excited for that much, and we able to celebrate for 4 years of Pac-Man from Bandai Namco. And by the way, so Walt, Walt, uh, this is Walter Day. Walter Day is a founder of Twin Galaxies, and he's a father of esports, and and he just uh, uh, Twin Galaxies is an international is a high scoreboard to make world records, and it was since in 1982. That is my same boy year. By the authorities of as a Twin Galaxy since 1982 as the official scorekeeper the world of electronic gameplay with the verified for any player scores and hereby recognizing the player's claims as being true, being true and valid to correlate to importance of the historical contribution to long tradition electronic gameplay, gameplay. Every video game players will be recorded to historical achieves published in Twin Galaxies official video game and pinball book of world records will be forever an honor to follow the accomplishments. So that's why were they able to perform in world records. Even they just got the rules for no cheese, no cheese, no pausing, and no codes. Oh, all right. That well, I guess that's it for today. And well, I hope you enjoyed it, and who you enjoyed it, and we supposed to celebrate for Pac-Man's 40th anniversary. Oh, hello, cool cat. Uh, we yeah, everything's doing well for peacefully. So but they just had a great time, and yeah, and happy birthday, and we and we just and we it's time to say goodbye, and we just want to say happy 40th anniversary, Pac-Man, and you got especially to all of you are Pac-Man fans and gamers. So Pac-Man just count me in, and so is Billy Mitchell and Walter Day and and my friend and the rest of the champion gamers and world record holders as I meet them at the video game awards ceremony. Uh, so I just better keep it up, and I'm still continuing for my video game journey and my next video game adventure. So so have a great day, and I'll see you next time.